Om Shanti. Today's Avyakta Murli is become souls who are embodiment of knowledge and experiment with knowledge in order to achieve easy success. So this is Avyakta Murli of 25 November 1993. So Bab Dada is telling us in Avyakt stage, see what Bab Dada is teaching us and apply that. Use that in the yoga and practical. Today the bestower of blessing and the bestower of knowledge is seeing his children who are Jnani and Yogi souls. To what extent each one of you become an embodiment of knowledge and Yoga? Have you just become instrument to listen to and speak knowledge? Or have you become embodiment of knowledge? Have you become those who have yoga according to time? Or do you constantly have a yogi life? That is, are you naturally and constantly yoga yukt and yukti yukt in every action? that today Bab Dada is asking that are we doing yoga like morning, evening, or we have constant yoga yukt jivan, yoga yukt life in every action. We are yoga yukt and yukti yukt. When anyone asks a Brahmin soul whether he is Jnani, that means knowledgeable, and Yogi, what will he say? All of you are Jnani and Yogi souls, are you not? Bap Dada is asking, we need to check ourselves. Are we knowledgeable and Yogi souls? That means constantly our life should be a Yogi life. Are all of you this? To be an embodiment of knowledge means that every thought, word, and action would be powerful. Anything wasteful will have finished, because wherever there is something powerful, there cannot be anything wasteful. Just as light and darkness cannot exist together, so knowledge is light and anything wasteful is darkness. At present time, the attention you have to pay is to finish any wasteful. The main thing is to make the seed of your thought powerful. The seed of all action is our thought and seed. So seed of thought should be powerful. If the seed of your thought is powerful, then your words, actions, and relationships automatically become powerful. So, to be an embodiment of knowledge means that every moment, every thought, and every second is easily powerful. All of you have become yogi souls, but when it comes to every thought being naturally yoga yukt and yukti yukt, it is number wise. Why is there a number? Since the bestower is one and the method is the same, why is there a number? That means everyone's effort is not same. So Bapdada is asking why someone's effort is so much and someone's effort very less. Why there is ranking? Bapdada saw that all of you have become yogis, but you experiment to a lesser extent. All of you are clever at having yoga and conducting yoga. Would any one of you say that you don't know how to conduct yoga? Just as you are capable of having yoga and of conducting yoga, in the same way, you have to become yogi and make others just as capable of experiment with yoga. This is known as yogi life, a yoga yukt life. So there is now a need for a life of this experiment. So whatever knowledge we learn and we gather power in yoga, we have to use that, because not using it become waste. Do you experiment with all the specialities that you know and speak of as a definition of yoga? First of all, check yourself to see what extent you become one who experiment with transforming your sanskars, because your elevated sanskar are the foundation of the creation of the elevated world. If we have not changed our sanskar, how can we change the world? And we can't even go to that world. If foundation is strong, then everything else is automatically guaranteed to be strong. So check to see that your sanskar do not deceive you at the time of need. So when we need power of tolerance and we say we didn't want it to be angry but we became anger. So we have to use our power of tolerance as much as we use our all powers at the time of need, the correct powers. Then only we become more powerful. No matter how much someone, something, or any situation tries to transform the elevated sanskar of a soul, for a soul who experiments with yoga, nothing can shake that soul or make him ordinary from being elevated. So we are special, right? Because we became child of God, yogi, Raj Rishi. So when we are not ordinary, when we come into the sanskar of vices, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Ahankar and all its children, we become ordinary. It should not be that. The situation was like this, that person was like that, or that atmosphere was like that, which was why you changed your elevated sanskars and made them ordinary and wasteful. Would you call such a soul one who experiments? If you are not able to use the power of yoga at the time, at the right time, what would you call this? So, first of all, check your foundation. To what extent have you become one who experiments with yoga at the right time? If you have not yet become the transformer of your own sanskar, how would you become the transformer for the new world? The first sign of a soul. The first sign of a soul who experiment is that he will constantly be victorious in his experiment with his sanskar. So first sign of the soul who experiment is they will be victorious. The second sign is that by experiment with yoga, he will be victorious over any situation that come through nature, that is five elements. How can it come? As a kind of natural disaster or as disease in the body. So the soul who experiment won't get affected with any disease, emotionally, internally. From time to time, the upheavals of nature also attract yogi souls to themselves. Now, when we get headache, we are like, oh my God, we can't do any work. But yogi souls, what they'll do? They will do yoga and they'll finish it. At such a time, do you experiment with the method of yoga? So, do we experiment? When we practice a shariri, bodiless thing during a stage, during any illness, the illness cures faster and we can be free from any pain. So does we do that? Does nature not influence a yogi soul, an elevated soul sometimes? You are Brahmin soul, the most elevated souls, and nature is therefore a servant of you, most elevated souls. What would you say if the master comes under the influence of the servant? Nowadays, matter in the form of facilities and salvation influences. So sometime what is happening is someone want red light, someone want music, someone want somebody for yoga. So this is like depending on facilities. Their yogi lives are based on the facilities and equipment. If they did not have as many facilities or as many equipment, then neither would they be so yogi. This is known as being influenced. Facilities. So always we have to try. like sitting in silence. No laptop, no mobile, nothing. Just to speak to our Father, do we need laptop and mobile and song and music? So we have to establish that kind of relation. Yes, sometime to for a change, we can put some song, we can put some music, we can have yoga in groups. Everything has its own importance, but we should not be dependent on that. This is known as being a soul who experiments. So check to what extent you have become victorious in transforming your sanskars and in being victorious over any influence of nature. The third science is to be victorious over the vices. The five vices are a poisonous snake for others, but for you yogi souls who experiment, the snakes also become garland around your necks. Even today, devotees worship and remember the memorial of you Brahmins and Father Brahma in the form of a bodiless tapasvi, Shankar. So, have you seen the neck, snake around the neck of Shankar? What does that mean? That we only won over our vices. Another memorial is that this snake becomes so subservient to you that it becomes a stage on which you dance in happiness. So Kaliya Nag, on which the Krishna dance. When you are victorious, what do you experience? What is your stage at this time? You dance in happiness, do you not? So this stage should be visible as a stage to dance on. Inner awareness is also called a stage. One who is victorious over the vices in this way is known as being one who experiments. So check to what extent you are one who experiments. If you do not experiment with yoga at the right time, if you do not attain success with the method of yoga at the right time, would you call it right method? Time shows its fast speed from time to time. Division, irreligiousness, and extreme degradation are quickly increasing in every field. At such a time, it is necessary for there to be a fast increase in the use of yoga and an increase in success by using the right method. So, time shows its fast speed from time to time. Division, irreligiousness, and extreme degradation are quickly increasing in every field. At such time, it is necessary for there to be fast increase in use of yoga and increase in success by using the right method. So, the basis of claiming a number ahead is the is the easy method of being one who experiments. So, what did Bap Dada see? Instead of having fast speed at the time of experimenting with yoga, you have an ordinary speed. Now increase the speed. What will happen then? By using the right method, you will experience yourself to be embodiment of success. Even today, people continue to experience successful through your non-living idol. It is because you became embodiment of success by using right method that your memorials have continued. You are not those who have occult powers, but those who have success by using the right method. So, did you hear what you have to do? You do have everything, but to experiment with it at the right time and to be successful in the experimentation is known as being a soul who is an embodiment of knowledge. Such souls who are embodiment of knowledge are extremely loved and extremely close to God. Achcha. So, on this day, what happened? Dadi, who was known as Dadi All Rounder because of her capability, Bap Dada kept her name as Dadi All Rounder. She left her old costume, and same way there was a ceremony for two Kumaris surrender ceremony. You continue to see a variety of games within the game. So this world is a game. In that also there are variety of game. You enjoy watching the game as detached observer, do you not? Whether it is celebration or whether someone leaves the body, What do both seem like? Just a game within the game. It even feels like a game, doesn't not? Just as game finishes in its own time, in the same way, whatever happened finished easily, and so it feels like a game. Each and every soul has his own part to receive good wishes from all souls. To receive good wishes from each and every soul is the success of the fortune of souls. So, for what happened, what did you see? A game or a death? On one side, you saw a Lokik wedding, and on the other side, you saw the game of someone changing their alokik costume. But what did both of these seem like? A game within the game. Is there a difference? Is there a difference in your stage? Was there a difference in observing the alokik wedding and alokik changing of costume? Was there a change of waves or not? If you observe the game as detached observer, then each one has his own method. To become a conqueror of attachment easily is the success obtained by using the method of yoga over a long period of time. So you saw how someone became a conqueror of attachment. You saw the game by dying easily. So, what was the significance of this game? To be even beyond the consciousness of your body, whether due to sickness or in an accurate way at the end, nothing else should attract you. This is known as changing your costume easily. So whenever we have a practice of becoming point of light, then Farishta angel, so what will happen is we'll become detached. So what do you have to do to become conqueror of attachment? You should not even remember your centers. He is telling to teachers because they will be at particular center, no? But we all also at our home we are serving people, so we should not be attached serving them. The teachers are sitting there. You should not remember one of your students or one of the things belonging to your center. You should not remember something that you have to set aside to be detached from all and loved by Baba. You have to be free from all sides in advance. Is it like this? Or do you take support from some sides? Let there not be any attachment to anything other than your destination. Pap Dada meeting Dadi Nirmal Santa. Do you like the gathering? There is special beauty in the gathering. Everyone's vision goes on, all of you with so much love. However, much service there is, that much service has to take place through the body. In whatever way, the body will continue to work. You now know how to work with the body, do you not? It is working well because you have the Father's blessing and everyone else too. You have to remain happy and share happiness with everyone else. What else is there to do? Everyone is so happy to see you, and so you are sharing happiness, are you not? You are eating and also sharing. Each one of you is an image that grants vision. So let us feel this for ourselves, that we are the image that grant visions. Everyone vision falls on the instrument souls. And so you have become images that grant visions. Achcha. The basis of Brahmin life is remembrance and service. According to the drama, all of you have received a chance to do service in Brahmin life, have you not? Because the basis of Brahmin life is remembrance and service. If remembrance and service are weak, then it is just as when your body is weak and has to be pushed with medicine, does it not? In the same way, if the foundation of remembrance and service in Brahmin life is not strong, if it is weak, then in Brahmin life you will sometimes move fast, sometimes slow, sometimes with a push. If you have cooperation, if you have company, if the circumstances are there, you will then move along. Otherwise, you has to be always powerful. Otherwise, you would become slack. This is why special foundation of remembrance and service has to be always powerful. Both should be there. Remembrance and service. Both have to be powerful. There is a lot of service to do. But if you are weak in having remembrance, or if you are good in having remembrance but weak in doing service, then also there cannot be fast speed there. There has to be fast speed for both remembrance and service. Both has to be powerful. So, are both powerful, or is there a difference? Is it that sometimes there is more service and sometimes there is more remembrance? Both have to be together. That means we have to do service in remembrance of God, and when we are in remembrance of God, the service, the mansa seva, goes on side by side. So remembrance and altruistic service, not service that is selfish, but if there is this altruistic service, then it is very easy for you to become conqueror of Maya. In every action, even before the action is completed, you will always be able to see the victory. You will experience such firm faith of victory being already guaranteed. If Brahmin souls do not have victory, then who would? Would it be the warriors? Is it the victory of Brahmins? Is it not? There will not be any question mark. I am doing it. I am moving along. We will see about it. It will happen. It has to happen. There won't be such word, I don't know what will happen. Will it happen or not? Are these words of faith? It is remembered that an intellect that has faith is victorious. Is it not? It is because it has happened in a practical way that it is remembered. The sign of an intellect having faith is guaranteed victory. For instance, when people have power of any type, whether it is of their wealth, their intellect, their relationship and connection, they have the faith that is not a big deal. This is nothing at all. You have all powers. You have the power of wealth. Or is it that the millionaires have the power of wealth? The greatest wealth is this imperishable wealth, which you always have with you. So, you have the power of wealth. You also have the power of intellect. So, have power of position. You have all the power that are remembered in you. Do you have them, or do they sometimes disappear? Experience these to have emerged in you. Let it not be. Yes, I am a child of the Almighty Authority, someone with all the powers, but I do not experience that. So, are all of you full or a little empty? Achieve success at the right time, using the right method. Let it not be that it does not happen on time and you have the intoxication that you have many powers. Never forget your power. Continue to use them. If you know how to use this for yourself, you can also use them for others. Do you Pandavas have power, or do you sometimes get angry? Do you get a little angry? Do you get angry when someone else get angry? Do you get angry when someone insults you? This is like saying that you are defeated when an enemy comes. So anger is a vice and it's our enemy. When it is coming and we get defeated, do the mothers have a little attachment? Let Pandavas always have the happiness emerged in them of being victorious every cycle. At any time when Pandavas are remembered, then together with the word Pandav, victory will also come in front of them. Will it not? Pandav means victorious. What is the significance of the story of Pandav? It is victory, is it not? So you are victorious every cycle. Let this intoxication emerge and not be merged. Achcha. In order to receive respect from everyone, be humble. Do all of you experience yourself to be elevated souls who are a few out of multi-millions and a handful out of that few? Or is it that a handful out of a few are others? Or are you those? So each soul has so much importance. That is, each soul is so great. However great each one is, the sign of greatness is that they are just as humble as they are great, because they are constantly full, satisfied. For a tree, it is said that the more laden with fruit the tree is, the more it bows down, and so humanity does. humility does service. Just as bowing of the tree does service, and if it is not bowing, it will not do service. So, on one hand, there is greatness, and on the other hand, there is humility, and those who are great receive everyone's respect. If you are humble, other will respect you. No one will give respect to those who have arrogance. They will run away from such a soul. So whether someone is great or humble, the sign of that is a humble person will give everyone happiness. Whether they go, wherever they go, whatever they do, they will bestow happiness. In this way, check how great you are. Let whoever comes into contact or a relationship with you experience happiness. Is it like that? Or do they also have sorrow? If humility is lacking, you will not then be able to give happiness all the time. So, do you always give happiness and receive happiness, or do you sometimes cause and take sorrow? Okay, you do not cause sorrow, but you do take it. You start feeling, and so you took it. Did you not? If you feel something a little, that is taking sorrow, is it not? If you feel something a little, that is taking sorrow, is it not? However, if someone gives something and you do not take it, then that depends on you, does it not? That whatever anyone is giving, that depends on us, that we take it or not. What would someone who only has sorrow give? He would only give sorrow, will he not? However, your duty is to give, take happiness and give happiness. Let it not be that someone is causing his sorrow and you say, what can I do? I didn't cause sorrow, but the other one caused me sorrow. You have to check what you have to take and what you must not take. You need to be clever in terms of what you take. And this is why it is remembered of Brahmin souls, children of ocean of happiness, embodiment of happiness, bestower of happiness. So you are the soul who are embodiment of happiness, bestower of happiness. You have left the world of sorrow. Have you stepped away from it, or is it that you have one foot in the land of sorrow and one foot in confluence age? It isn't that your intellect is still put there a little, is it? The foot is not there, but a toe is still there. Since you have left the land of sorrow, then you must not take sorrow or cause sorrow. Cha, today's blessing. See Bap Dada blessing hand on your head. Bap Dada is telling, sweet child, may you become ruler of the globe and play an all-round part like the Father with your flying stage. The Father is the all-round actor. He can be friend as well as Father. In the same way, those who have flying stage will be able to play a perfect part whenever there is need for service to be done. This is called being an all-round flying bird. They will be free from bondage and will go wherever there is need for service to be done. They will be embodiment of success in all type of service. Such souls are called rulers of the globe, all-round actors. Slogan: by keeping the specialities of one another in your awareness, be faithful, and the gathering will become united. By keeping the specialities of one another in your awareness, be faithful, and the gathering will become united. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti.